Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
In the first age, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, one stood. He chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the upward plains, seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had wronged him. And those that tasted the bite of his sword named him
Stone Cold Loki. Humanity, look how far you've fallen.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I am your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, Nicole the Blind Mage, a Dig Outlaw, Dave G Sound, Purple Valkyrie, and Samantha Joe. The Valkyries are here. Chris Persia, Yodam Dark Star. Good morning, guys. Mark the Infinitely Tired, Captain Trek, Pod Racing Palpatine, winner of the Boon to Eat Classic. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Project Storytime. Colt Rainier. Good morning. Good morning, Starry Eyed Girl. Good morning, Mexican Iron Man. I know you're out there listening, brother. Good morning, Mary's Game Room. Good morning, Colin P. Smith. Adega Outlaw, the Doctor of Disaster and Destruction. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Pedro Pascal, or did he eat him? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing out there? Jedi Bill 797, Gun Bunny, Psycho Dwarf 9. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Red Monarch. Red Monarch sent in a super chat before the show started and said, damn, it's fracking early. Hail and good morning. Well, a hail and good morning to you, brother. And just to get you up, just to get you awake, since damn, it's fracking early. Here you go, brother.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Bad Steven Seagal beat up Pedro Pascal with a $2 super chat. Shut up, runner, and hail Mexican Iron Man Loki and the sexy chat. Good morning, Pat Steven Seagal. And just for you, brother, we'll throw some craziness in.
Yeah. Stick around.
It's gone.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so very much. And Skull. So, guys, I've got something before we get started here today. Before we get going on Disney and Disney losing $5 billion, I've got something to show you guys. So, to add a little context here, this is an update on Mexican Iron Man. Mexican Iron Man was transferred last night. He was transferred out of the hospital and into a physical rehabilitation center. I am so glad he is out of the hospital, but Things did not go according to plan last night. Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't go as planned. So I'm going to show you guys this really quick to give you all some context. There was a group of us, and I'm going to read out exactly who. Big thank you to everyone. Paulie from Latino Slant, Adega Outlaw, Clobbering Times, Purple Valkyrie and Samantha Joe, 24/7 Fusion Media, Echo Base Network, The Extraordinary Heiress of Chaos, our very own Battle Angel, Bat Steven Seagal, Beat Up Pedro Pascal, Loriana Creel, Wes Moody, Cultural Casino, Kai, and myself all got together and we sent Mexican Iron Man a little care package. We sent him some flowers and we sent him a box of goodies and a teddy bear. And I am going to show you a clip of what happened to Mexican Iron Man last night. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to blow. Hold on. I am going to blow. Oh my God. Let's see. Get back. You know what? I'm going to stop this. Let's see. It's not going to go full screen. You know what? Let me see if I can download this and just download it. Not gonna let me download it. Okay, so I'll just, since it's being difficult and it's just not gonna do what I want it to do. Yeah. We sent over a box of goodies. Now this was like a 10-pound box. It had chocolate, it had crackers, it had spread, marmalade, all this stuff, all these foods, right? When he got transferred last night, they sent him without a food packet. They sent him without a food plan. They sent him without a medicine plan. They sent him without any kind of doctor's orders. So when he got there yesterday, he couldn't eat. They couldn't give him anything because there was no food plan. There was no doctor's approved food plan. So all he had to eat was that Valhalla care package. All he had to eat yesterday and this morning was that Valhalla care package. So a huge thank you. A huge thank you to this community. A huge thank you. Because without that, he would have been starving from last night until whenever he gets his doctor's orders this morning. The community had him covered. Thank you so very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you for being there for Mexican Iron Man. Thank you for being there for Valhalla. Thank you. Now, let's get into a $5 billion loss for Disney. What have we said, ladies and gentlemen? You get woke, you go broke. And that's exactly what has happened because Disney reported its first annual loss in 40 years. Reports of the revenue loss of $5 billion. $5 billion. Tell Austin Powers that we want $5 billion because that's how much is being reported over the revenue loss of Disney. They're going to blame it on the coup, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to say that it's because of this and that. And in a way, in a small way, part of that is correct. But this is what happens when you get woke. This is what happens when you have these 7 pillars of diversity at Disney. The 7 Disney pillars. Yes, Chris Persia, we are going to order a tray of tacos for Mexican Iron Man. They will be on the way. We'll get them ordered from somewhere. They have some kick-ass Mexican food in San Jose. I know they do. So, and positive candor. Disney will just write off the losses of revenue and pass it on to the consumer, Loki. You see positive candor. The last time they did a quarterly earnings report, they fudged the numbers, brother. They lied. I know. I was there. I was there with Lori Roberts. I was there with Lady Gravemaster. I was there with Mexican Iron Man. And I read through the report. I listened to the report live. I watched the report. And they shuffled everything around to make it look like they didn't lose anything. Eventually, brother, you can't just write it off and pass it on to the consumer. Especially when you just spent $7 billion on Fox Studios. Especially when you just lost $5 billion at Disney in a quarter. In 1 quarter. All they had to do was cover their ass with good content. All they had to do was make sure every single human being was signing up to Disney Plus, because you can't say no. All they had to do was give us content so great that there was no way we could say no. And yes, Project Storytime, $70 billion. All they had to do was give us something we couldn't say no to. And instead, they lost $5 billion in a quarter. And you can guarantee, positive candor, that it was more than that. If they shuffled around all their money the last time, just imagine what they did this time, because it was that bad. Yes, Chris Persia, Disney's $5 billion game of 3-card money finally got called out. And Forbidden Ruin, Bobby Iger and Gavin Newsom did this, not the Coof. That's right. Bob Iger is responsible for this mess. Again, from Forbidden Ruin, Bobby Iger was on Newsom's Coof team. They are both responsible. They can't keep up the shell game. And that's exactly what this is a shell game. They have played this shell game since all of this started. They have played this magic game of hide the numbers, hide the numbers, hide the numbers. And Captain Spire, remember when Sandra Kubo worked as a Disney accountant for 18 years and claimed she witnessed the company purposefully overstate revenue from parks and resorts by billions of dollars. And Disney is still in business. Purple Valkyrie, how well did Mulan do? How well did Mulan do? The game is changing. And if Disney can't step up and keep up, people want to say, oh, that's nothing. That's nothing to Disney. Oh, that's nothing to Disney. Wait. They're firing people by the thousands. By the thousands. Would it be an over-exaggeration to say that this could be 10 times worse than the numbers we are getting? 10 times worse. $50 billion is no chicken scratch. I don't give a shit what company you are. A $50 billion loss is no chicken scratch. You can damn well rest assured that if they reported $5 billion, it was worse. According to the November 12th quarterly earnings report, Disney's fourth quarter loss totaled $710 million, which led the company to suffer its second consecutive red quarter. Second consecutive red quarter. Disney reported a grand total of $2 billion, almost $3 billion in losses, 2.83, which marks the first time the company has marked an annual loss since 1980. Named Captain Spire, but it's not as bad as we thought it was. Therefore, we're good, Disney. Exactly. And of course, they're blaming the coup as the main reason for the financial nightmare, with the company also reporting the ongoing pandemic cost them $7.4 billion in operating income, with most of this drop coming from its theme parks experience and consumer products, which includes Marvel Comics. Positive candor. So when do you attempt your takeover of Disney then, Loki? Or are they beyond repair? Disney will break up. It's not going to be a takeover of Disney. No one company is going to own Disney. It will be broken up and sold off in divisions. Marvel Comics will go one way. The studio will go another way. The animation will go another way. Special effects department will go another way. Lucasfilms will go another way. It will not get sold off as one company. That will never happen. No one's going to buy Disney. NB Geek, let's talk with a $2 super chat. Loki getting his evil doctor on. Thank you so very much, NB Geek, brother. And going a little old school for you here. Skull!
There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Thank you so very much, MB Geek. And a Dig Outlaw says, burning down the mouse. The mouse, the mouse, the mouse burned down. The mouse, the mouse, the mouse burned down. Disney will be the animation studio. Everything else will be sold. And Loretta Creel, Disney is already selling off companies they bought in the Fox acquisition. If nothing was wrong, ladies and gentlemen, if nothing was wrong, they wouldn't be firing left and right. And they wouldn't be selling off acquisitions they just purchased. You can look at it any way you like. You can say nothing's going to happen to Disney. You can defend Disney all you want to. You can say Disney will be around forever. But that's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. That is not the case. They can't hide their losses in the park. They can't hide their losses in the movie studio. They can't hide their losses through acquisitions because nothing is happening. You saw what happened with Mulan. You saw what happened with Mulan. And why? No mushu, no money, bitches. The roof is on fire. The Mickey Mouse house don't need no water. Let the mofo burn down. From Pat Steven Seagal. Restaurants closed. Barbershops closed. Mom and pop stores closed. Livelihoods destroyed. Do you think the new regime will help these people? I don't think the new regime gives a shit about any of this. They don't give a shit about any of this. They could care less. Money isn't important. Companies are not important. Greenpeace, that's all that's important. As for its film division, production delays to upcoming Marvel films such as Black Widow and The Eternals and the continued widespread closure of theaters led to Disney pulling in just $1.6 billion, a drop from its $3.31 billion cinematic universe revenue in 2019. The company's total revenue also suffered a significant drop, with Disney reporting only $14.71 billion in 2020 compared to almost $20 billion in the same period last year, for a grand total of $5 billion in revenue loss just for the quarter. And you can imagine it's worse. Whatever number men Disney has out there playing hide the real debt, they do their jobs. They did it last quarter. They're going to do it this quarter. Don't look at this number and go, oh, well, that's how much it is. Like I said, you can probably times that by 10. And that's a totally different ballgame. That is a totally different ballgame. That is almost what they spent on Fox Studios. Yeah, Gun Bunny. Walt Disney has rolled over so much he's dust. I imagine you're talking about rolled over in his grave. Yeah, there ain't nothing left, brother, but dust. During the Thursday report, CEO Bob Iger recognized that it's been a year unlike any other in our lifetimes and certainly in the history of the Walt Disney Company, but also assured everyone everything's fine, guys. Guys, everything's fine. Don't worry. Don't pull your money out. Everything's fine. Don't sell. We're all good. We're all great. A Dig Outlaw, Mulan, Captain Marvel, Soy Wars, billions in the toilet. Billions in the toilet. And why? And why? Because you get woke. You go broke. I find it funny when I see things like fandom on the way out. The fandom's done. The fandom's over. The fandom's on ice. The fandom is gone. No, ladies and gentlemen. This is just beginning. This is just the start. We haven't even come close to the end game yet. People can say whatever they want to. I get on here and I say whatever I want to every day. I get on here and I'll tell Disney exactly what I think about them. I don't care if they demonetize the video or not, which they do over and over and over and over and over again. Doesn't matter what I put up. I could put up a 10-minute video of birds singing. I'm going to get that yellow icon because they don't like me and they don't like what I have to say. And they don't like the fact that I call them out on their bullshit Monday through Friday and every Tuesday night. The only time I am not talking about shit like this is when me and Adega get together on Thursday or when I guest on somebody else's channel. This is it. So when I hear the fandom's on the way out, the fandom's in the toilet, the fandom's in trouble, the fandom's dead, the fandom this, the fandom that, I'm like, wow, really? Really? It's all going down the toilet? No. No. We will be here to watch the fruits of Disney's labor. We will be here when it's being sold off in pieces, left, right, and center. You can say it's not going to happen all you want to. It's going to happen. I knew it was going to happen when they bought Fox Studios. I said it was going to happen when they bought Fox Studios. This is just the beginning. This is just the start. Yeah, and Broken Entertainment. If Disney wants to start fixing this shit, they need to start with their parks that are open. Drop prices like a rock. You can't ask people to spend $25,000 for a trip anymore. How much money do you want to spend at our Disney parks? I'll tell you what. Drop your ticket prices. First of all, give me a week, a special to stay for a week. Drop your food prices. No one wants to pay $25 for a chicken leg or a turkey leg. No one wants to pay that. Nobody wants to pay that. Mark Dampling Tower. George Lucas is going to make $2.5 billion profit. He doesn't want it, dude. He's not going to buy it back. If he bought it back, it'd just be to be a dick. And he'd buy it for like $1 and be like, yeah, I'll take Star Wars for $1, Alex. Besides that, it's not going to happen. He's not going to buy it back. Somebody else will buy it, and maybe they'll care about it so much that they bring him in as a consultant. But no. Disney was quoted in saying our health and safety protocols are all science-based, and have the support of labor unions representing 99% of our hourly cast members. You just fired your cast members. Frankly, as we and other civic leaders have stated before, we believe state leadership should look objectively at what we've achieved successfully at our parks around the world, all based on science, as opposed to setting an arbitrary standard that is precluding our cast members from getting back to work while decimating small businesses in the local community. Do you know what that tells me, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know what that comment tells me? We are going against the establishment, but we can't say we're going against the establishment. We can't say that the protocols you have set in place are completely insane. The coup is this. They want to come out and say, we should be exempted from this because we are so woke and we support this line of people. Because that's what you've got going on. Okay? We want to support, Disney wants to support the lines. Disney wants to support the herding of cattle through the park. Disney wants to support the masks. Disney wants to support everything, but you let everybody back in the park because we're Disney. We're Disney. We're special. Let everybody back in the park and let us go about our business because you're going to kill us. That is exactly what they are saying. And they're just doing it in their little behind the scenes way because they can't come out and say that. They can't come out because they're going to have everybody's fingers pointed at them. And they don't want that because they're afraid. And that is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, between the fandom and them. The fandom isn't afraid. The fandom will stand up and be counted. The fandom won't be silent. They are afraid. They have bent over and opened their cheeks over and over and over again. And now they can't help themselves. Now they're in this position where hey, we're already bent over and we already got our cheeks open, so we might as well let them finish. And because of that, oh, Pod Racing Palpatine, brother, we are here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and we are all out of bubblegum, brother. We are all out of bubblegum. I remember when I used to say Piper for president. He wouldn't put up with this shit. Did you hear that political guy from California overtly violated his own isolation mandate by going to a high society restaurant? He apologized and poof, all's forgiven. He probably went without a mask too. They do not care. They don't care what this is doing to anybody. They don't care what it's doing to you, Disney. Disney, you have been on your knees drinking the green booby milk. And they don't care about you. It doesn't matter how many pillars of diversity you have. It doesn't matter how woke you are. It doesn't matter how nicely you say it. They don't care. Do you know who did care? Your fans. Do you know who did care? The people that love to go to your parks. The people that love to go see your movies. The people that love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And all you did was and scold us. All you did was point a finger at each and every one of us and say it's our problem, not your problem. There's so much dirty, underhanded shit going on. You've lost. You can say it however you like. You can defend Disney however you like. You can say this is just a drop in the bucket, Loki. That's fine. You can say that. But this is a disaster of their own making. And every storm begins with a little thunder and a little lightning. And then poof, it's gone. Will Disney just poof be gone? In a year that saw the departure of former CEO Bob Iger, the furlough of roughly 100,000 workers, 100,000 workers, the laying off of 28,000 more. That is 130,000 people out of jobs. Near universal condemnation of its tentpole Mulan remake. And abysmal sales for their highly promoted Marvel's Avengers video game. These annual financial results are devastating. But ultimately unsurprising. Spencer Baculi bounding into comics. They only have a limited amount of time to turn this around. Because once the giant starts falling, that's it. You see, when they bought Fox, I called it. I said they're going to have to be very, very, very careful because the bigger you get, the harder it becomes to right yourself if something goes wrong. It's like what Yoda and Obi-Wan say. Once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny, as it did Obi-Wan's apprentice. Once Disney starts to topple, that's it. Not the bailout that'll help them, Vigilante Williamson. See, that's what I'm saying. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. The bigger you are, the harder it is going to be to right the ship once it's wrong. The bigger you are, the more money it takes. And even if they get a government handout, that could be just a penny to them of what they need to right the ship. At the end of the day, it might not matter how much money you throw at the problem. If it's not enough to get them back on track, it's not going to be the Disney we know. It's not going to be the same people we have at Disney today. You might get a CEO or two. You might get someone on the board, but it's not going to be the Disney you know. It's not going to be the Disney that throws money at everything. And Captain Inspire with a $5 super chat. I'm thankful I have food. I'm thankful I have a home. I'm thankful for constructive arguments. I'm thankful for the Valkyries. And I'm thankful for you. Thank you so very much, Captain Spire. We here at Valhalla are thankful for you, and we are thankful for that Gojira skull. Skull! Captain Spire, you guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Thank you. Project Storytime. The size of the company isn't the problem. It's not how big you are. It's how you use it. At least that's what my wife tells me. Keep my comments to myself on that one. So you're saying basically it's not the boat. It's the motion of the ocean. Project Storytime. But in this case, Project Storytime, I would have to disagree with you. In this case, it does very much matter how big Disney is. It does very much matter how much money is needed to stop a catastrophe. See, let's say you've got a company that's worth $1 billion and the government is offering $150 million bailout. Okay, that's enough to keep workers working. That's enough to pay salaries. That's enough to keep the lights on. All right. Now, let's say you have a $200 billion company. What is $150 million at the end of the day? What? A couple of days worth of paychecks for its employees? A light bill for a day? Let me tell you something. Disney doesn't just shut all the lights off in the parks. Disney didn't just throw the power switch and go, well, we don't have to pay the power until this is all over. That's not what happened. There's still juice running through that park. There's still lights on in that park. It's not just going away. The power bill may be lower, but they're still paying a power bill. What's $150 million to a $200 billion company? Broken Entertainment, it goes like this. A huge company is like the Titanic, not in that it sank, but that it takes forever to reverse course. Thank you, Broken Entertainment. To right the ship, to put it back on course, is a giant undertaking. It is a giant undertaking. They spent years getting here. They spent years planning this. They spent years plotting this course. We've seen the numbers. We saw the numbers last year during the quarterly earnings report. And the show game, I saw it with my own eyes. Lori Roberts explained it. Mexican Iron Man explained it. Our number people, our number crunchers were there. Valhalla stood up and said, look, they're moving money through divisions. They're taking a loss here and trying to cover it here. They're taking a loss with Marvel Comics and they're trying to cover it with the Marvel movie, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're playing loss games like a shell game. You can only do that for so long. And when none of your divisions are making any money, you can't, there's no place to hide it. There's no place to hide it. So they try and limit the damage as much as possible. It's all a numbers game. It always has been. The only problem is Disney is so huge that, as Broken said earlier, they can't just say, turn to starboard, turn to port, and move around that gigantic iceberg that is headed towards them. Yeah. Derek McManus. The good Lord says, I'm okay, but I'm pretty sure you're fracked. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah. They will sell Disney off in pieces. They will sell Disney off in pieces. Part of it will go one way, part of it will go another way. And that is my prediction. Project Storytime. Loki, you going to do another Disney money panel with Lori Roberts and Lady Gravemaster? Yes, me and Mexican Iron Man were talking about doing that before he went into the hospital. And when they do their next quarterly earnings report, yes, we are going to do the exact same thing we did last time. Get together and go over all of the numbers. And I would love, if Lorena Creel could be there, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Add someone else to that money panel, because I would love to get Lorena's laying it out and just blowing up that map of where all that Disney money's going. Where are they losing money? Where are they hurting the worst? I would love to get a professional panel together of money managers, money wranglers, and see where all of that is going. Mark Damply tired. If Disney World goes under, Orlando would take a huge blow. Oh, yes, they would. I would hate to see how bad of a blow would be dealt to that city. It's Disney World. It's Disney World. Someone's going to buy those parks because it's money. They print money in those parks. They print money in those parks. Bobby Iger's $35 million a year paycheck. Nobody's going to take a cut. Nobody's going to take a cut and pay to save the company. It's not going to happen. Nobody does that. Not today. They might have 20 years ago. They might have 30 years ago. They might have all banded together and figured out how to save it. The greed's just too much. The greed's just too much, and you're going to see investigations. You're going to see undercover reports, and you're going to find out just how bad things are. You're going to find out just how bad shit was going on. You're going to find out about underhanded shit that was happening behind the scenes. Things you never could have possibly imagined. Mary's Game Room. A previous show about earnings was my very first Loki show. It was Mary's Game Room. Yeah, I'll buy Disney for $350. But just wait. It's coming. The behind the scenes videos, the reports, the investigations. You will have no clue what is going to come out if they cannot right this ship. Because there'll be no one there to protect it. There'll be no one there to make the payoff. There'll be no one there to do the handoff. And more will get exposed of what's been going on over at Disney. Loki, Disney's biggest mistake was hiring an acquisitions executive to steer the ship. Anyone can purchase when you have an open check. That isn't being fiscally responsible. Was making Mulan without Mushu responsible? Was making the Marvel Cinematic Universe all about Carol Danvers responsible? Was making Star Wars the way they made it responsible? No. Can Disney Kmart itself? Why did Target shoot back? Why did Target shoot back out of nowhere and come back bigger and badder? Walmart needed someone to go against it. There is no one. There's no one left. There's no studio left that can go head to head with Disney. There's just not. There's no theme park company that can go head to head with Disney. There's just not. And as much as I love DC, as much as I love my independent comic creators, there's no one that can go head to head with Marvel Comics. The one man that could make it possible. The one man that can make it possible is a member of the Fandom Menace. He's the creator of Cyberfrog. And his name is Ethan Van Sciver. And if he became a publisher, which he does not want to do, he doesn't want to do all of that. If he was doing that and bringing everyone into it and printing his own books, it'd be a monster. It would be a monster. And I would love to see him acquire characters from Marvel. I would love to see him acquire books from DC. Ethan Vampire. Yeah. Visigoth X. All hail EVS. That's damn right. Where's my frog book? Project Storytime. Heirs of Chaos, you have a wonderful day. Have a safe one. Guys, I am out. It has been an extremely wonderful day for me today. Thank you so very much. Big shout out to Mexican Iron Man. We love you, brother. Big shout out to the fandom because things are changing. Everyone, you have a great one. I'm going to hit you guys with the outro. Have a safe day, and we will catch you all later tonight when 24/7 Fusion, Clobber Time, Fat Steven Seagal, and I get together to talk comic books, show off the comic book knowledge, and show off our own personal collections. Everyone have a great one. We'll catch you later.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.